All right, guys, how is it going? I am going to share the Famitsu sales with everyone here today. They just been released like many hours ago, so these are the sales from Japan here on Nintendo Everything. So this is the week from the 8th to the 14th of this month. Latest hardware sales as follows. So as we can see here, Switch 2, dominant again, 190,944. So almost 200 sales again for that week. Switch Lite right behind it is at 14,000, almost at 15,000. PlayStation 5 Digital Edition at 12,000. Switch OLED is at 9,000. Regular Switch at 6,000. Regular PS5 at 3,000. PS5 Pro at 2,000. So even the Nintendo Switch, just a regular Nintendo Switch, is kicking PlayStation 5's ass in Japan, despite not really having a discount on it. So, they did all this stuff with the PS5, giving it a discount, having its own little dedicated direct for Japan. And not only do they still get destroyed by the new Nintendo Switch console, but they're also getting destroyed by the original Nintendo Switch. So right here it shows the comparison from last week. Last week, Switch 2 was 203,000 systems sold. The OLED was 24,000, pretty high for the OLED there. Switch Lite was 15,000 and 11,000 for the Switch. Then we look at the digital version of the PS5. Somewhere it's around the same. It's 12,000. However, it was a lot more for the PS5 Pro and PS5 the week before. So it was 8,000 for the PS5 Pro and 4,000 for the regular PS5. Now, keeping that in mind, I don't know what's happening with the damn screen here. When we go to the numbers of the week after for the PS5 and PS5 Pro. So PS5 Pro was 2,000 the previous week. The week after, and then PS5 3,000. So they've definitely taken a big hit in sales right there. It looks like at least by half. They sold like half as many as they did in the previous week. That week versus the previous week. So PS5 Pro just the second week of December sold 2,900 versus the week before that it sold 8,000. Actually, that's way less than half. Shit, that's like 4 times less. So yeah, their sales are taking a big hit, even though they put a huge discount on their system. So maybe the people who all wanted that piece of trash have pretty much gotten one at this point, and we're going to start to see that number fall more and more. Now let's just look at the software sales really quick. Get rid of the stupid ad. For Mario Kart, for Nintendo Switch 2, it's Mario Kart at the very top again. Almost 2.5 million copies sold for that game. Again, they are bundled. So at number 2, we got Pokemon Legends ZA. Number 3, Pokemon Legends ZA for the Switch 2. At number 4, Kirby Air Riders at 39,000 copies sold, bringing their total to 327,000, close to 328,000. They really probably need to bundle that game with their systems. Maybe for like Japan only, but really for worldwide. Everybody needs to be able to try that freaking game out, because that is a fun ass game. It is better than Mario Kart World. So I would hope that they would do that. I'm getting kind of tired of them always bundling Mario Kart and nothing else. Is like, all right, let's try to get these other games popular too. Let's get a bundle for Donkey Kong Bonanza. Let's get a bundle for Kirby Air Riders. What do you guys think? Are there other games you want to see get bundled with the Switch? I think wasn't there a bundle for the Pokemon Legends game as well? Let me bring this down a bit. Yeah, wasn't there a bundle for the Pokemon Legends game? I think there was, but regardless, I think Kirby Air Riders and Donkey Kong Bonanza should get a bundle with the Switch 2 consoles, and I think that'll definitely get more people into those games, interested in getting those games. They really should do that. We go down a little bit. Here's Donkey Kong Bonanza, 12,519. That brings them to the 7th best-selling game in Japan for that week. and that brings their total to 403,000 copies sold. Pretty good, I would say, considering that Donkey Kong was never that popular in Japan to begin with. It's doing fairly well. It's doing fairly well. Hopefully, it continues to sell very well and remains in the top 10. At number 8, Minecraft. Number 9, Animal Crossing. Number 10, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. And what do you know? There's not a single stupid ass PlayStation 5 game to be found in the top 10. It's going to be very interesting when the top 30 rolls around, because usually like a day or a week later they'll update it and they'll show us what the top 30 was. But this is the top 10, all Nintendo Switch 2. So not only are they dominating in the hardware over there in Japan, they're also dominating in the software sales, and that says a lot considering the fact that PlayStation 5, had a discount. They discounted their console permanently over there, and people still aren't buying it. They're still buying just a regular Switch over their console as well. Now, I did see something else that was really good here from Nintendo, Nintendo Everything. If I could just find it really quick. All right, so here we go. Best-selling games in the US for November of 2025. And Kirby Air Riders and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment make the list. So this is pretty good right here, that Kirby Air Riders is one of the best-selling games, was one of the best-selling games in the month of November, just for the US alone. We already know it's selling great in Japan. It's one of the best-selling in Japan. So the fact that it's one of the best-selling in the US as well is pretty good. Circana has released a listing of the top 10 best-selling games in the US for the month of November 2025. 2 new Nintendo Switch games make the list, with Kirby Air Riders at number 10 and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment at number 11. Pokemon Legends ZA is the highest charting Nintendo title at number 6. Note that the Big N is the only company here not offering digital data, so its games could have landed higher. This is very important to know. Don't forget that I think it was Nintendo that confirmed that Kirby Air Riders was one of their best-selling games digitally. They said that not too long ago. It was like one of the highest-selling games digitally. And so how many people have been buying this game just digitally and not physically as well, right? That's very important to note. And they were for a while they were number 1 on the eShop for many weeks there before Metroid Prime 4 released and took over that. But I think they're still like in number 2 or number 3. They're still one of the best selling games on the eShop. So this is important to note, because if Nintendo did release the digital sales for these games, they would be much higher, but they don't do that. It's only PlayStation and Xbox that do that, and they have to do that because otherwise they probably wouldn't even be anywhere near the top 10. So let's just look at which games were the best selling for the US. Call of Duty Black Ops 7, Battlefield 6, NBA 2K, Madden NFL. So yeah, pretty much most of these big name third-party games or whatever. At number 6, you got Pokemon Legends ZA, which is actually still selling very well. And then, of course, we get to number 10, and at number 10 is Kirby Air Riders. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment at number 11. Donkey Kong Bonanza is at number 14, still selling very well. So yeah, there you go, guys. Kirby Air Riders is doing pretty damn well. Wish it was doing a lot better, but it's still doing well. It's doing well in both the US and in Japan. And again, if they counted digital sales, if Nintendo was to release the digital sales, they'd be much higher. I think they would be in the top 5, as a matter of fact. We'd probably be seeing them in the top 5 as well. But they don't release digital sales, so... But the fact that they don't, it's only physical sales, and yet they're still really high up there. They're in the top 15. That's pretty good. That says a lot. So Kirby Air Riders is still selling very well. I would love to know how much they're selling digitally. It is a perfect game, like I said, to have digitally on your console. But of course, it's always good to have the game physically as well, to share it. I uploaded a video recently about it, why you should get certain games digitally and physically. So go check that video out. And yeah, I'm planning on uploading another one, and I might upload another video just touching more on that topic before I upload this one or afterwards. Either way, definitely videos to go watch. I make some really good reasons as to why you should get certain games physically and then digitally as well. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Y'all let me know what you think about Nintendo continuing to kick PlayStation's ass. Even though PlayStation had to put huge discounts, you know, it's funny, everybody's like, yeah, PlayStation 1 November or whatever in the US. And it's like, yeah, because they discounted the console big time. $150 off of their system. What do you expect? Yeah. So everybody who was on the fence or they've been waiting for a discount to get that piece of shit finally went out and got it as soon as it dropped $150. They're taking a big hit. They're obviously losing money off of those sales. I believe that sale is still going on too. So they're really desperate to keep, you know, to keep their console as the best selling console, you know, because they've just been getting their asses kicked so badly by Nintendo that they have to do this. Nintendo didn't have to, you know, do a big old price drop like this, and they're still selling very well. Now, here's the funny thing. Even though, you know, PlayStation was able to win for the month of November, after slashing the price $150 off of their PS5, they are still down 40% from last November. Down 40%. So out of all of them, they're probably taking the big loss, right? The biggest loss, because not only did they slash the price by $150, but they're still down 40%. So that's not a win. That's a big freaking fail right there. That's a big loss. The fact that they're still down 40% even after taking $150 off of their system to try to get it to win November. So I just think that's pretty funny. They absolutely failed. They absolutely suck. You guys let me know what you think about all of this, and I will talk to y'all later.